I want to thank everybody for being here this morning. We're here to recognize the hard work of our educators and our students and our community partners. You might recall that we held a press conference similar to this one in the fall of 2022, and at that time we had just learned that KCS was designated by the state as a district in need of improvement. So that wasn't necessarily a press conference we wanted to have, but we are always going to be transparent and do those things and tell you guys where we're at. So I told families in our community at that point that that was unacceptable for a district of our size, what we could do. I knew we could do better, and together with a number of our community partners, some who are here today, we vowed to do better. Today we're celebrating that. In 1 year's time, Knox County Schools has improved from a district in need of improvement to a satisfactory designation. While I'll never be satisfied with satisfactory, I know we're more than capable of earning the status of exemplary one day. I'm incredibly proud of our teachers, our principals, and students for the work that they've done over the course of the last year. I'm also particularly proud of the 24 schools in Knox County who have been recognized as reward schools. You see those leaders behind us who have led that work. The reward school designation is the state's highest designation, recognizes schools that have made gains in achievement and growth for all students and all subgroups. I also want to note that the 24 reward schools is a significant increase. Last year we had 9. So that's quite an improvement for us as well. Again, thanks to the leaders here today. Reward schools like Ritta Elementary, where we are today, thank you, Shauna, for letting us be here, have earned this recognition through hard work and dedication of their students, of their teachers, and of their administrators. As a district, we know that our 4 priorities are working. We have made gains this year in every subject area. Last year alone, we increased third grade reading by almost 5% to 43.5% proficiency, the highest that it's been on record for Knox County Schools. Our 4 priorities, which are excellence in foundational skills, great educators in every classroom, career empowerment and preparation, and success for every student, aren't just words on a page for us. They're actually our roadmap for preparing to make sure that every student has success for the future. In education, it's easy to get distracted from our mission, especially now that we're making gains and showing progress. But I want to be absolutely clear. We will not allow ourselves to be distracted. As educators, we have one job: to equip our students with knowledge, experiences, and supports so they're ready for life after they graduate. Our focus has to remain on our 4 priorities, and I firmly believe that if we stay true to our mission and continue to focus on what works, we will more than earn the exemplary designation one day. Before I turn it over to Dr. Wilson, I want to emphasize that the results we are celebrating today are due to one of our priorities: great educators in every classroom. As superintendent, I'm committed to continuing to invest in our educators. We know that our people are our greatest asset. Without them, none of this is possible. I also know that financial investments are only part of the equation. At KCS, we are also committed to providing our educators with the support they need to keep doing what's best to teach the next generation. The achievements we're celebrating today are our successes we also share with the community partners who have given their time and talent to this service. If you remember, Matt Ryerson, who's here today, we talked about that last time we were in. We made a call to the community. It's important for us to understand schools have a function in the community, but we are not the entire community. And we've worked hard with a lot of our nonprofit community groups to really work on that, and we'll hear from Bart McFadden in a minute. So our tutoring partnerships, there's some examples of that. With the United Way, the Boys and Girls Club, and the YMCA have provided countless KCS students with added instruction and support needed to close achievement gaps and accelerate their learning. We all know that success is contagious. By working together and focusing on excellence and foundational skills, we are making progress. We have 24 reward schools this year, and I want the list to be even longer next year. There's no doubt in my mind that we can get there. Congratulations again to our 24 schools and all our educators and administrators who made this possible, and for our district designation improving as well. With that, I'll now turn it over to Dr. Keith Wilson, our Assistant Superintendent of Academics.
Well, first, I'd just like to personally congratulate the schools as well. This is a really cool thing to be a part of, and to be here today celebrating the hard work that's taken place. And you know, the important work that we do in the school district really is a team effort. You've already heard Dr. Ricewick speak about our 4 district priorities and his personal commitment to making sure that we stay focused on the important work that we're doing as a district. And schools like Ritta are sharing in that commitment as they focus on critical areas like foundational skills and ELA and mathematics. That calls on the administrators, the instructional coaches, the teachers, the educational assistants, the tutors, the interventionists, just to name a few, to be more intentional and focused in their work each day. We see that commitment through the quality of instruction and support happening in the classrooms and the high expectations that teachers have for their students. We also see that commitment as teams of teachers collaborate and plan and use data to monitor the impact of their instruction and keep an eye on where their students are being successful and where they still need support. We see that commitment in the support strategies that these schools are implementing when students show that they haven't met expectations yet. Strategies like tutoring, which is pretty new for us, but also showing promising results already. It's ideal for students who may just need a little more time or an opportunity to preview learning before returning back to the classroom for that grade level instruction. We also have intervention groups that help students to fill gaps or maybe provide some support for missing skills once again so they can return back to that instruction in the regular ed classroom. Both of these strategies are data-driven. They're designed to get students back on track and ready for grade level classroom instruction and grade level expectations. We're also committed to this work as a district team. Last year was our first year that we implemented a new structure for supervision and support across the districts by beginning to divide our school district into 5 geographic regions. Each of our 5 regions is led by a district team of school supervisors and content area specialists, and they make up a team we call the Regional Instructional Leadership Team. These teams work closely with the teachers and leaders in our schools to ensure that there's support for curriculum implementation and instruction. They analyze data together, and they look at opportunities for continuous improvement as a team. Over the last year and a half, these teams of district leaders have pushed themselves to become more knowledgeable in the areas of ELA and mathematics in order to better support the work happening at the school level. They are a consistent presence in our schools and a support to a variety of school needs in addition to our focus on foundational skills. I know our regional leaders who are here today are proud of these schools and the work that we're doing together with our school leaders. And now I will turn things over to our host today, Ms. Shonda Ernst, principal over at Elementary School.
Thank you, Keith, and thank you all for being here today. Congratulations to all the reward schools who have joined me with this designation. We're just so proud. Sometimes we feel like nobody knows where Rita is. A lot of you didn't. So we're glad this kind of put us on the map for some of you. How did we get here? I mean, I think I can speak for all of us that we couldn't do this without our teachers and our students and all the support staff. So we are just so grateful to our administrative team, my assistant principal, David Morey, my instructional coach, Olivia Davis. We just have worked really hard with our regional facilitators to look at how to help support our teachers. Our teachers and our students and all the people who work with our students are really where this work happens. So we set about last year. We also got some bad news from the state at the beginning of last school year. Our biggest subgroup was in the bottom 5% in math. And we're like, whoa, how did that happen? Because, I mean, I think, again, I could speak for all of us. We work hard every single day. So what in the world? But our facilitator in math helped us look at our pacing. Our ELA facilitator helped us with our new reading curriculum. It wasn't really new, but it was. So she helped us look at how to unpack that in a better way. We really sat down with our teachers, with our data meetings, and tried to be more intentional. So all of that, coupled with our teaching assistants who tirelessly do whatever we ask them to do. They teach intervention groups, they work in the cafeteria, they support our kids who are having mentally hard days. Our school counselor is full-time. I don't know who's listening, but that is a really big part of what helps a school be successful. She can help our kids who are struggling, who have had a hard time at home in the morning. So it's just so many people who help make this designation possible and help our kids succeed, which is our goal. Tutoring was also new for us. I know both Dr. Reiswick and Dr. Wilson referenced that. Tutoring was new to us. Last year we only had 2 part-time tutors, but they worked so hard. They were so invested in our kids and trying to help them grow. And we see a difference. We really do see a difference with our tutoring groups. And we kind of wonder if that's one because they are using materials that are closely aligned with our current curriculum. So they are helping to fill those little gaps, and then the intervention groups fill the bigger gaps. But the tutors this year, we're up to 1 full-time tutor and 4 part-time tutors, and they love working with our kids, and they're really invested, and that's the only thing they're doing. They just plan for tutoring, so they really can make a difference, and we're seeing growth. So data, we all look at data all the time, so we just really tried to be more intentional with that, helping our teachers look at the pacing and the data together to see where those holes were. And then our kids and our families really stepped up. We shared with them, hey, we've got some things that we've got to work on, and they trust us. Mr. Morey and I have been here together as a team. I think this is our 6th year together. So I really think that helps a school. When your administrative team is strong and consistent, that helps the teachers know what to expect. It helps the kids know what to expect. It helps the families know what to expect. And they trust us. They trust us with their kids, and they trust that we have the best interest of their kids at heart. So, that's a lot. But I think, again, we're all so proud of our schools, and so proud that all of you are here to celebrate with our schools today. Tutoring has been mentioned a lot, so I'm going to turn it over to Bart McFadden, who is CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of the Tennessee Valley. Sorry, Bart, to share more about how they're helping as community partners as a tutoring partner.
Thank you, Ms. Ernst. And I want to say congratulations to Dr. Riswick, Keith, all the principals up here. You all have done amazing work for kids, and that should be commended highly. As Ms. Ernst said, my name is Bart McFadden. I'm president and CEO for Boys and Girls Clubs of the Tennessee Valley. And our organization, our mission statement is to inspire and enable all young people, especially those that need us most, to reach their full potential as responsible, productive, caring citizens. And the work that we do in partnership with Knox County Schools is so vital in accomplishing that mission for thousands of kids that we serve annually here in Knox County. We've had our clubs in this community for over 80 years now, serving thousands of kids. Several years ago, we engaged with community schools to be serving in schools. I'm proud that Dr. Nicely from South Knox Elementary, one of our great in-school partners, is being recognized as a reward school. But like Ms. Ernst said, we're participating in the Tennessee All-Core Tutoring Program, serving hundreds of kids with that small group instruction that they need to close the gaps each and every day. So these kids come into our clubs, they meet with a familiar face on a regular basis, and they get that support they need educationally. But you also referenced something else that's very important that we close the gap and help meet the needs for, and that's the social and emotional learning and wellness of each and every kid. If kids come into the classroom and they're not prepared to learn, if they've had those traumatic events, if those haven't been dealt with, they're not as equipped to learn. It's a greater challenge for the teacher. It's a greater challenge for every other kid in that classroom. And in our clubs, through our MESH, our Member Emotional Social Wellness Initiative, we make sure that we're meeting those needs of kids and families to help them overcome trauma and the other impacts of adverse childhood experiences. We want to make sure that we're meeting the needs of kids. That's core value 1 for our organization, is we meet the needs of kids. However, simple, making sure they're fed when school's not in session, or complex, those traumatic events that many of them have faced. And we live in a world right now where we've got more grandparents raising kids, we've got caregivers raising kids, and they need support. And we're there to provide that support so that kids can hit the doors of these great schools every day, ready to learn, having the support, relationships, and opportunities they need when school's not in session to keep learning and keep being propelled forward to become great citizens of this community in the future. John, I want to thank you for inviting us in to be part of this, inviting us, the YMCA United Way, to be part of this process for the kids of this community. We're excited about what's ahead, so thank you so much.
All right, thank you for that, Bart. We're grateful to the Boys and Girls Club and really all of our community partners that are here today, and obviously the ones that couldn't join us. And thank you again to Rita for hosting us. I get the distinct honor of recognizing all these bright and shining faces behind us. So as I go through and sort of call out the schools and our principals that are being recognized today, if you guys just want to kind of give a wave and let the folks know who you are. So first, A.L. Lotz Elementary and Principal Tracy Marsh. Amherst Elementary and Principal Trina Spista. Ball Camp Elementary and Principal Sarah Bringle. Bearden Elementary and Principal Portia Harris. Bluegrass Elementary and Principal Casey Cutter. Bonnie Kate Elementary and Principal Rocky Riley. Career Magnet Academy and Principal Charlene Lewis. Copper Ridge Elementary and Principal Sean Smith. Christenberry Elementary and Principal Tanya Cash. Farragut Intermediate and Principal Suzanne Parham. Farragut High School and Principal John Bartlett. Gap Creek Elementary and Principal James Slay. Gibbs Elementary and Principal Joe Cameron. I don't know what he did behind me. So I forgot to laugh. Hardin Valley Elementary and Principal Lynn Jacoman. The KCS Virtual Middle School and Principal Jennifer Garrett. Ellendon STEM Academy and Principal Jim Allen. Mount Olive Elementary and Principal Robert Angel. New Hopewell Elementary and Principal Sarah Mercer. North Shore Elementary and Principal Kimberly Harris. You've met Ritta Elementary and Principal Shonda Ernst. Sequoia Elementary and Principal Shay Seiler. Shannondale Elementary, Principal Renee Rapika. South Knox Elementary, Principal Tana Nicely. Westview Elementary and Principal Amy Brace. Please join me in congratulating these schools.